Davis tender wheels installation on an aluminum boat. Recently purchased this boat, so I cleaned it up and figured life would be a lot easier if I had some wheels on it. After all, it ain't easy lugging a boat down to the water by myself. I recently picked up some Davis Wheelaway launching wheels. I'm going to install them on my boat. We'll see how this all goes together. I've never done this before, but yeah, it's gonna be nice having some wheels. Get this unboxed. Let's see, I've got one hand here. Got all of the parts for it. We got, what else comes in it? Let's just do it this way. Let's do it this way. This is how you do an unboxing. Alright, that's it. You got the tires. These are inflatable, so we'll just have to live with that, as these are the ones I got. These are the arms for it that will be going on the boat. In here, these are the pieces that go on the boat, obviously, which these bars will sit in. And of course, we got them instructions. Alright, I got one shot. Let's make this happen. Alright, it says I'm going to need a square, as well as a marking tool, an 8mm hex wrench or a crescent wrench, 3/16 inch drill bit, which I have right there, some tape, a drill, Phillips head screwdriver, as well as some sealant. Sounds pretty basic. Let's see how basic this gets. Just making sure I have all the hardware. So I got a couple of these pieces, a couple of these pieces, some of the screws, nuts and bolts. Got some of these things. Everything is here. It's telling me to measure these on my boat, essentially, to make sure it fits. Simple process. I just got one of these things with the backing on it, and then this goes like so, and then you get this here pin, the little doohickey here that you gotta press in, and that'll go in there. I can do this with one hand. Give me a second. Press that, goes in like so, and then it'll just pop out this other side here like so, just like that. And then you got your wheel, which you put in just like so. Slips through pretty easy. Okay, and then I guess that's what these pins are for, in case you want to easy install, or take them on, take them off when you're boating. The wheels themselves like so, and we just gotta put that on and make sure it fits. So there's the 10-foot aluminum. Just gotta make sure that the wheels are facing the outside. So this one turns around like so. I want mine on the outside, just to disperse as much weight as possible. And I'm going to have to build something to extend it outwards, so I might have to glue something on my boat, or rig something up there, because I got a whole lot of space. As you can see, it's a whole lot of space. So that's something I wasn't expecting, but you know, nothing's as easy as it seems, is it? It don't come with anything to spacers, unfortunately. I'll have to figure something out here. But we're moving forward. That's a good thing. Just eliminating what I don't need. These here are spare frame caps, so I don't need those. These are just pieces, extra pieces for the posts and stuff. And I'm gonna put those in the bag to just kind of eliminate what I don't need. And these here are for the wheel hubs, which I didn't put on. You know, but then I have the machine screws, 3/16 inch, 3mm machine screws. I got the hex nuts, and then the wheel keepers are gone, and the cotter pins, whatever, and then the detent pins are gone. So there's not really much hardware here. We're going to have to figure out a way to eliminate that space. I was almost thinking of just gluing on these things here, but they're not wide enough, obviously. Anyways, I'm probably gonna use some wood or something. So the boat came with this already attached for the motor, and that is 1 inch and 1/8. So I figure I'm gonna use the same clearance for the wheel attachment, because it'll also add a little bit of clearance here with the boat, because if I were to go 1 inch, it would just touch the edge barely. So that gives me a little bit of clearance. As you can see here, I'll have plenty of clearance for any bouncing and bonking that might happen. I've never used these before, so I don't know how much this might sway in and out, and I don't want it banging off the edge there. All right, that's what we got to do, is build a couple supports here for each side of the boat. I'm going to probably soak it in some sort of varnish or lacquer or whatever I got, and then paint them. So that'll be a good 1.5 to 2 days till the pieces are ready. So I just put this piece on a scrap piece of wood that fits it lengthwise, and I just need to roughly mark out where I need to cut, and I need to make 2 of them. They don't need to be absolutely perfect. They're just spacers, as long as it looks somewhat cool, somewhat decent. Voila. There we go, 2 scrap pieces. I was thinking I do have a router, and I could just use this as a template and make these pieces of wood exactly the same as the bottom and stuff, but I mean, for what it's worth, I don't think that I'm going to be doing that. These will work. I'll just put both the round edges on the outside facing outward. Yeah, so I just need to figure out my next step now. This wood is already treated, but I'm going to dip it into some of this stuff here, and just to kind of help it out as much as possible, and then I'm going to paint it after anyways, so we'll see how that holds up over time. Let that soak in for a while, and then I'll wipe some of it off and let her dry. Here they are, all painted up, painted black now. I also decided to do a part of the motor mount on the transom. I was going to replace the pieces, but I just thought they would last another season or 2 maybe, so might as well just run with it. So these pieces are all dry now. I was going to do a second coat, but I don't think it's really necessary. I'm going to put the braces on for the tires now. So these 2 pieces are ready. I just need to put the braces on like so. I'm going to drill these holes here first, and then I can line it up and measure it up on the boat. Okay, so normally you would put these on the boat and measure your spots where you want them, but because I have to put these spacers, I'm gonna put them on the spacers first, and then I can line it up on the boat. I don't know if it was a good idea going the same width as the braces with the spacers. I hope I don't get no cracks or nothing, or I'm starting over. So the holes are drilled, and I put some waterproofing in the screw holes just to give it some added protection. Alright, so I got the boat propped up, and now what I want to do is, I'm figuring wherever I put these on the back of the transom, I should be able to line the holes up with these using the screws, and then glue these on, mark it out and glue them on, and then I should be able to just slap the clamps on like so. Not like so, but like so. Right? and then I should be able to just wait for it to dry, and then I should be able to just put the wheels on. Okay, let's mark the spots out. So that will be the idea right there. Should work. Duty calls. So I got these pieces measured out, which was a bit of a task. I put some lines on the boat, which I'll show you in a sec. I also got the holes drilled, and I put some water sealant in there just for some added protection. I marked the areas on the boat, and when I did that, I had to make sure that the wheels would fit on top of the boat and below the boat. So originally I had them here, but the wheels were hitting the handle. So I ended up moving them on the inside, but I didn't want them too close to the center here, between the transom block here and the edge of the boat, because I just want to disperse as much weight as possible moving the wheels this way. We'll do that towards the end of the boat, but because the wheels were in the way of this handle, I decided to put it here. So I marked my lines, vertical, horizontal, because I have these square blocks, and I can't put these things straight on and then measure the blocks of wood, because I'll just have troubles making everything else align. So what I wanted to do was line this out where I want it, which will be right there. I think I gotta double check again. Right there. So then I just gotta go even with that line and even with the vertical line and horizontal line there. I also marked the halfway point on the edges of these shims, and then I put tape over it, because I was like, wait a second, I got to be able to tape these on. So then I put the marking tape on top of it, extending it so that it will hold the block of wood here while I drill the holes. But the cool thing about it is I just have to put the lines all together here, the top and the bottom, and I should be golden, right? I just have to make sure that this tape marks out with the edge of the pencil up and down, perpendicular there, and I should be able to just drill my holes. And once I do that, I will be able to put the brackets on like so, with the, well, this will go on first, but that'll go on first. But what I'll do is I will glue the back side of this onto the boat after I sand it a little bit. I'll glue it on the back of the boat, holes will be drilled, I'll sand it, I'll put glue on the back of the boat, well, on the back of the transom, and then I will put some glue on this thing, sealant, put some sealant on there, and then I will just stick that on there, put the screws through, and then place it on, and then put the rest of it together, and that should work. Now what is also interesting is I had to put a little piece of tape on the bottom here to hold that up right to the line there, but I'll do that. But I'm also going to put some tape, marking tape around the edges, so that when I glue it, it doesn't just make a big blobby mess all over the aluminum. Make it look professional. Alright, so this is just to hold it, but that's pretty much where I'm at. That'll help me hold it so I can drill the holes and then get her happening. Alright, I'm gonna drill some holes and then we'll do the next step. Alright, now the holes are drilled. Hopefully everything went well with that. So we'll just put it all together and see how it fits before we glue it up. Now I just got to take this line up all the screw holes with all the screw holes together with the screws, and then should be good to go. Now we have it all lined up. All the screws, everything should fit together. Hunky-dory like. And we'll see how it goes. Okay, a few little hiccups, but everything should go on here according to plan. I've got some sealant and I'm gonna grab that. I guess I just want to sand a little bit. Gets it sticking a little better. Not a whole lot. Just rough up the surface a bit. So I've decided to opt for some JB Weld on the wood, but I am going to use sealant in between the wood and the boat wheel holder thingy. Alright, that went a lot better than I thought. So now I just got to add some sealant to these and then slap them on the back end. Alright, so I got one on there. And I siliconed around it while I use this marine and RV Goose It stuff. Hopefully that holds it. And now I just have one more to go. But first I'm going to use this stuff. And I'm going to go around the edges of here. Like so. Just to seal it around there as well. It's a little dark out now. Couldn't really see what I was doing. I felt kind of rushed and I didn't set up a light, but I think I did okay. I should probably do the outside of these bolts as well. And then here's the insides. Kind of made a mess of this one because I couldn't see. And that one I could see and I made a mess of anyway. So we'll check it out in the morning. Here's a problem I ran into, is this one fits all right, but it's still a little bit tight. I could probably still work it with the bolts on there. But this one, I'm going to have to drill a bit on the hole there because it doesn't fit. So I'm going to have to go half a hole size bigger to get that sucker to fit. Oh well. Making progress. Mostly all I have here is adhesive and sealant, so I'm just gonna run with this and I don't know, hope for the best. I don't want to have to spend 30 bucks on something. They're all dry now, all dry. I wish I would have had a little more time on my hands, but got other things to do in between, so I just did the job that I was able to do. But I think it looks pretty sharp. Sharp enough. Wheels are on there. This is going to be excellent. Be so much easier getting it down to the beach. The only thing I wished I would have done was marked off my areas just so it didn't look so messy, but that's not a biggie. No biggie. I'd planned that in the beginning, but got a little messy there. I probably shouldn't have rushed, but I was running out of light. That night, but I think it looks okay. So yeah, there's some there's the spacers, brackets, the wheels. Getting them on is a bit of a pain, but it's definitely worth the effort when I need to get it down to the water. Guess it's always good to put air in the tires. Getting it on the beach was one thing. Getting it to the water was another.
I definitely wouldn't have been able to do that all by myself without the use of these wheels. They sure came in handy.
Wonder how far I'll have to walk out until I'll float. It's pretty shallow. Okay, see if I can unattach them with one hand. I probably highly doubt it would probably fall out. So to undo them, of course, a bit of a hassle, but they are banging and clanging around quite a bit. So I'm going to attempt here to take them off without losing the pin. And why am I not coming off now? There we go. There we go. Floated right to the top. They float. Do the other one. Okay. It's a bit of a pain taking them off, but they works pretty good. Working pretty good here. I'm not seeing any leaks.
After a little bit of time on the water, it was time to head home and test out these wheels on the way back. We ain't done yet. I was so excited to get this boat out on the water with these wheels and try them out that I didn't even bother to take the trim tape off of the transom. I guess it's better than scratching the heck out of the bottom of the boat.
Who knew?
Very happy about those wheels. Now it's just time to load up and head home.